Welcome, friends. So, in every day, we can be in a state of flow, oneness, no particular person, and then we can get stuck because we have an expectation or a belief, and now we're in our should be world, our imagined world, and creating separation or imagining separation. When a teammate just won't go forward, how to discover that it's still the one flow, there's no resistance, just drop that egoic ideal of what we think should be. So went into a room to do an ultrasound, and I had about four patients I was going to be doing. This was the first one. This was in the ICU. And I started scanning the patient. Everything was going well. And then he said, "Oh, he's got a pain. I need to stop." I wasn't scanning anywhere near his pain, but he just couldn't handle being touched. And then he started playing a game on his phone. He said that's the thing that usually makes the pain go away. So I stopped, and the thought went through my head about these other patients, but it just didn't seem worth it, right? To run around, try to chase down another patient, come back to him. So I just waited. And I noticed the part of me that, would normally like to keep up with the schedule. And instead, I noticed the trees outside the window that I'd always wanted time to admire. And I started admiring them. And then the patient was giving me updates on his pain, and the nurse came over to give him pain medication through an IV, um, and I just enjoyed resting. And then the patient was giving me more updates and explaining all the past times he's had this pain, and I just allowed spaciousness. Spaciousness is there all the time. So, and I felt very connected to him. I felt no no need for him to be any different than he was, and that just enabled this rich connection. And then I noticed he had something on his wrist about no blood transfusions, and we got into a discussion about his spiritual beliefs and the no blood transfusions and how did he come to these spiritual beliefs and how they were meaningful for him. And he told the nurse that I was helping him with his pain by talking about these things. And finally, after about 25 minutes or so, he was ready to continue the exam. And it just turned out to be this wonderful experience of connection. It was never possible for him to disconnect from me. I mean, he could do whatever he wanted as far as his own experience of me, but I could not feel disconnected from him by anything that he did. I felt completely connected because I was appreciating his experience and my heart was open. Now, suppose I had gone into there with my agenda. Then I could have done inquiry to get to that exact same heart open, connected place where I just know this is the one and this is exactly how things are supposed to go. So, say I had the belief that he should allow me to touch the part of him that is not hurting. Okay, so I'd have that belief. First, I'd just simply ask, and this is following Byron Katie's work, how do I feel when I have this belief? And I feel very disconnected. I feel on a schedule, constricted, completely stalled, totally like the universe is out of sync, but clearly it's me, right? Now, what if I didn't have the belief about him? How would I feel? Well, obviously, there'd be heart opening and connection and ease. Now, do I know it's true that I should have this schedule? That I should get to my other patients? that I should continue my ultrasound. No, I don't know that at all. Okay. And are there any turnarounds? He should pause my schedule. He should stop the progress. How could that be true? Well, my body could always use the break. Ultrasound can be a very physically demanding job. So maybe my body was being taken care of. Maybe Grace was stepping in to make sure I had a break. What joy that I'm being taken care of. And I am the one who's stalling. Well, that's a great turnaround. If I were the one who was saying we need to continue, well, then my ability to notice the flow of the universe already here. So the stall wouldn't be outside, the stall would be inside. Isn't it interesting? You know, what we think is happening on the outside is always what's happening on the inside. My complaint would be the stall. The pace of the universe is exactly perfect. And with the curious mind and an open heart, I'll discover why. That I can imagine the potential benefits, the potential benefit to my body, the potential benefit to this man as we get to have this very spiritual discussion. Afterwards, the nurse said, "Thank you." The potential benefit to her to get to see a coworker who's compassionately dealing with her patient and who's so there were lots of good that was about to happen. Had I been detouring off into resistance, I would have missed all that. So inquiry is a great way to let go, and letting go is a great way to discover the goodness already always here.